to put makeup on and get a dress on. Weird. I guess I'll wear a mask and
Ugh. Forgot to turn my light off. But above me, it's like I have a spotlight on.
that's what you're supposed to do, have good lighting.
Yeah, lousy lighting.
I like your space,
Also have
Brad.
lousy vision, I guess. I don't know. There. Okay.
Brad, are you upstairs at your home? I like that.
I'm in the loft above the family room. I have commandeered my wife's office. It is now mine. So I've been here 2 months. I feel like I've been sitting in this chair for 2 months, but I don't think I have.
Everybody have a nice Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's quiet.
Yes,
And Tyler had her first one.
I
Right.
did. Thank you. It was pretty special.
Aww. Did your mom come over?
No, they're in the Outer Banks. So we just drove around Orange and Warrenton and looked at barns. It was pretty fun. Whatever I wanted to do.
Barns of Orange County.
Yeah. There you go.
Jen, did your boy spoil you?
It did. We drove to Richmond so that I could get a real Starbucks and walk around Publix with my mask on for an hour.
Nice.
So I got real coffee and a real grocery store. Two of my favorite things. I'm such a weirdo.
Oh, look at who's coming. Linda and Ivana and Anthony DeMarco and Taylor.
Hi, Taylor. There's a face I haven't seen in a while.
He's on mute.
So with the bow tie.
I miss my guys in bow ties.
How is everybody?
Hi, Taylor.
Good. How are you?
Good. Good to see
Thanks
y'all.
for joining us.
Sure.
Give it a few more minutes. Make sure I admit everybody. There we go.
Do Chick-fil-A just because it's easy.
Here comes Carrie.
I don't know where it is.
And Sheri, I have your PowerPoint. Do you just want me to share my screen as you're talking today?
There's
I can try to share mine. I have it up over here too, and I think I might have made a couple of little bits before.
Oh, okay.
Determining factor. So
I'm gonna try, but if I fail miserably at sharing my screen, I'll call on you.
that's wise.
All right, so then Ann, Tyler, I'll watch the chat, and that way there you can watch anybody who may come in late.
Check.
Okay, I'll do the admissions.
Does that work?
Perfect.
No
And you can hear me okay with my
Nice, Brad.
ears and- What happened? I don't have it on the gallery view.
Some clothes on.
I'm here.
It's not that
I'm
kind of
here.
party.
I can hear there's some noise in the background.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, once we start, you're gonna have to mute everybody.
Okay, we'll give it like 1 more minute. 2 more minutes.
Love you.
No, I love you.
Love you.
Love you. Love you more.
Love you more.
Have you seen that meme on Facebook where it's saying everyone says bye on Zoom and everyone bye, bye? It's so true.
We're all like doting grandparents. Bye.
It is
So
nice
you
to see
guys
everybody.
feel free to chat amongst yourselves for the next 2 minutes, because then we're gonna mute you and it'll be all Sheri, but we're gonna give it a couple more minutes. Make sure everybody gets on.
Sheri, did you get that thing I forwarded to you?
Yes, ma'am.
It was really, really cool at the end. So if you can fast forward towards then, there was this woman had amazing resources for additional funding. So there may be like a little glimmer of something you didn't know about. So Brandon, I was at their house when I was listening, and he was like, "Ooh, send that to me. Send that to Sheri." So anyway,
Yeah, I will admit I have not had a chance to really look.
I figured. So anyway, she had some great information. I thought it was going to be so boring, but it was really good. It was very interesting.
We'll take all the information we can handle.
Yeah, I thought you might like it.
All right, it's 12:01, so I think I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone and we'll get started. So mute all. All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for our monthly membership meeting, even though we're not meeting for lunch. My name is Ann Tyler Pollock, the Assistant Director of the Farmville Area Chamber of Commerce. And we have a very special guest today to talk to us about the state of small businesses and to share some advice. Sheri McGuire, Executive Director of the Longwood Small Business Development Center.
And Tyler muted me also. Hi, everybody. It's Jen Kinney. I'm the Director of Marketing for the Farmville Area Chamber, and we are excited to be able to continue our lunches throughout COVID, even though they are virtual. So yes, we are super excited that Sheri took the time to spend with us today. Sheri is the Longwood SBDC Executive Director, and she has been with the Longwood Small Business Development Center since 1990. She started as an intern while attending Longwood University and decided to stay. As executive director, McGuire heads 3 distinct regions in Central Virginia. She has helped many small businesses in Farmville get started. Her advice is simple: understand yourself and your motivation. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will turn the floor over to Sheri. Also, just in case, just some housekeeping things, make sure you guys keep yourself muted. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. I will be monitoring those, and then we can address questions at the end. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Jen. Thanks, Ann. I appreciate you guys allowing me to take a few moments and talk about some exciting new things we have at the Small Business Development Center. I do have a brief presentation that I'll go through and then take some questions from you guys. I know this is a completely different environment that we're all operating in, and we've all had to adjust to a lot of changes and a lot of new opportunities as well as the challenges. So I'm going to try to share my screen here, Jen, and hopefully we will be here. Okay, can you all see that? Okay.
And if you guys would like, you can always click speaker view up in the top right corner. That way there you will only see Sheri's face and her slideshow.
Okay. All right, let me back up here. I'm going too quickly. So I have a few little facts I want to share about the Small Business Development Center. We are a partnership program through the Longwood University and the Virginia Small Business Development Center program and the Small Business Administration. So we are supported from a variety of different organizations, including local economic development offices throughout Southern Virginia. And simply the mission is to support small businesses, to help them start, to help them grow, from basic things like analyzing your business model in the beginning to finding financing to help your business grow or help it through certain circumstances like we're in today. So we do that through one-on-one consulting, through training, and different assistance that we provide to our small businesses as well as to our economic developers. We have an excellent team here, 7 full-time staff throughout Southern Virginia, and 3 on-call independent business consultants that we use. You may recognize Michael Duncan in this photo here to the right. He is our manufacturing consultant, has started and run several manufacturing operations, and has been in our community providing assistance here lately as well. We will have more consultants coming online through some additional funding we've gotten through the CARES Act to provide specific consulting to businesses, particularly those hardest hit restaurants and retail. So here's a geographic representation of our service area, and I like to share this because we're here in Farmville, but you may not realize the reach and the contacts that the SBDC brings to the table. We have offices in Petersburg, South Boston, Danville, and Martinsville. So 26 localities all total. And again, that's made possible through the investments of local counties, local economic development offices, and partners throughout the region. And a good description of the services offered: starting, learning the best way to build the foundation of your business with a well-researched plan; funding, exploring funding options from a variety of different sources. As businesses grow, we have databases and resources to help look at industry trends and how your business compares to your overall market and your industry, so that you can make improvements in the bottom line and increase your market size. Okay, one of these clients you might recognize here. I'm going to see if this works for us, Jen. Is it working?
With our marketing, with our social media. He comes up with things that I don't come up with.
The benefits of working along with SBDC are, first, it's free, it's confidential, and that we have a large amount of resources available to small business owners at conceptualized scale all the way to materialization and just to grow.
I kind of really look at the SBDC as a partner for us. They're kind of, marketing partner, finance partner. Whenever I have a question, I just pick the phone and call them. So it's a really, really amazing resource to have here.
All right, it's nothing like hearing from the clients themselves exactly what it is that we do. And so we're there from the time a business starts to growth and beyond with the resources that we have. Some of those are listed here. Reference USA to research and identify your competition or additional markets for your business. IBIS World is an industry research resource. Jobs EQ is a new program that we've brought on board in the last year and a half, and Brandon Hennessy is certified in this program to help economic developers research their specific industry needs and recruitment potential, as well as workforce mapping, commuting patterns, and attracting the workforce that you need. So again, that's a resource for economic developers as well as our businesses. And then identifying the spending habits of your customers is very important. And Esri, a GIS mapping service, allows us to geographically look at where the customer base is and what is important to them and how to reach them. So a little bit of a snapshot here from 2019. Backing up, we've had lots of training programs throughout Southern Virginia, 28 workshops for new businesses and 23 for existing businesses. Last year, we consulted with 348 clients, held 51 training seminars. And the clients that came through our office reported being able to raise $7.7 million in investment for their company. So that's a major way that we measure our success is, are we helping businesses actually take the next step, grow their jobs potential and their new capital in their business. So here you see some demographics. for our 2019 clients. Basically, we have over half of our client base that is already in business. So we're assisting them with growth and with other challenges in operating a business. Here's where I really wanted to get to with you guys today. We have some new programs coming up specific to the challenges with COVID. We were awarded some additional funding through the SBA to provide specific assistance. So we really hit the ground running with the PPP and the EIDL guidance, streamlining our client intake process, putting up relevant information for the folks that are accessing those programs to try and answer their questions and get them help as soon as possible. We are onboarding 3 new contract consultants at this time. You all may have met Catherine Beal before. She has an extensive retail background working with Trend and Blackstone in Richmond, as well as prior to that in New York. We are bringing on board Vince Magnini and the Institute for Service Research for restaurant and general business operations. And Teresa Davis is going to be hosting some Q&As on accounting for the PPP program and beyond as your business recovers. So some stats as of last week. We've had 196 COVID-specific client requests that we responded to, which amounts to 386 actual consulting sessions. 1.4 million in new capital through PPP or EIDL has been reported by those clients, with 158 jobs stabilized at this point. The important thing here is that we've been able to streamline and meet that increase in need. There's been a 192% increase in requests from our office over year-to-date 2019. So significant volume, which leads us to adding the new consulting team on board. Here's some other programs to look out for coming soon. They're being tested right now. Letterpress and Ilse Lerzer are leading this effort. There's a 3-part marketing program, marketing plan reboot, social media for a changing climate, and building a better website. And again, all these classes will be online and they will be free because they're funded by the COVID funding through the CARES Act. So look for these in Farmville. We'll have dates posted within the next week or so. The restaurant series, I encourage you to take a look and spread the word about these. Vince Magnini and Carol Simon with the Institute of Service Research have vast experience in the hospitality, tourism, restaurant, and retail areas. And there's a 3-part workshop here, workshop series. Smart Adaptations to Reopening Your Dining Room is the first one. And there are 3 different time slots that we're offering that for your convenience. So check out our training page for that. Coming soon in June would be workshop number 2. You've reopened your dining room, what still needs refinement. And then number 3, maximizing efficiency and profits in the new normal. Also on May 28th at 9 a.m., we'll be hosting a finance and accounting roundtable, a PPP loan documentation. Are you ready? So we thought we would start with that key bit of concern now. Everyone's looking at that. If they've gotten a PPP loan, what do I need to have in place in order to make sure I meet all the requirements for that? And other courses under development right now, adapting your business model using innovation and design thinking to grow beyond COVID-19. And that's in partnership with Jacob Dolence, who is a professor in the Cormier Honors College here at Longwood. He also has experience from Arizona State University running their incubator and accelerator program. So we're really excited to be partnering with him for some of our programming upcoming. And then Catherine's going to lead us in some retail roundtables and strategies for uncertain times. So those are the new programs we have coming up. I would love to have some questions from you guys if you have questions about recent loan programs or programs coming up.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sheri, for that information and for all that you do for small businesses in our area and beyond. Jen and I would like to start with a few questions and then open the floor. I'll go first. So what do small businesses need to be sure they're doing as we prepare to reopen?
Well, I think monitoring what the governor's updates are from week to week, configuring your spaces for social distancing, modifying your services to avoid contact, just the basic things of the sanitization process and making time to train your staff on all of those is very important. Also thinking about the business model that you have and what adaptations have been advantageous to you as you've gone through this. Are there things that you're doing now that could be innovations going forward with your business model? Migrating to the web, curbside pickup, shifts in product line. I think about restaurants offering groceries and other things out of their shops because they have the opportunity to do that with their supply chain. Any other diversifications that would be advantageous. And then, of course, accounting going forward is going to be very important, making sure that you have ongoing cash management and you budget well for any changes. Different financial scenarios, take into account that we may be, some time getting through this recovery and looking at how you can be more efficient long-term and accounting for that.
Excellent. Hey, Sheri, do you mind unsharing your screen?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So again, if you guys have questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. Our next question is, how long do you foresee the economic impact of COVID-19 affecting small businesses in our area?
Oh gosh, I wish I had a crystal ball and I could tell
Right?
you that. I've seen lots of predictions, but I think that the key thing to look at is how are consumers reacting to. I've looked at some research by a firm called Resonate that shows that over half of consumers believe that the economy won't go back to pre-COVID normal before sometime in 2021 or later. So I think the reality is we're going to see these adjustments long term, and we need to be prepared for them financially and within the business to respond to it.
All right, next, what small businesses have taken the biggest hit, in your opinion?
Oh, by far, some of our salons and our restaurants are really hard hit and have had difficulty accessing some of the financial programs that were there to help. As independent contractors, sole proprietors, some of them, it's a little bit harder to navigate in that respect.
Okay, so I have a question from the gallery. I want to kind of backpedal a little bit too. I was hearing the numbers that you said of the people that you guys have helped since this happened, and they were in the 300s. And I just want to throw out a huge kudos because I know that you're also technically down a member of your team. And so to have helped that many people in such a short period of time is just unbelievable. So congratulations for that. Our question from the gallery is, what does a small business with the owner as the only employee need to do to get help?
Does that refer to the financial programs, the PPP and the EIDLE, or is that more broadly?
Let's see. Anthony, do you want to unmute yourself and or we can unmute you and Tyler can unmute you and you can give a little more specificity?
I'm just curious as to what I can do to get some help.
Financial?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the PPP program is still open. And of course, those are the areas that we have focused on primarily because they're SBA programs and so widely, I guess, marketed and accessed. But there was a change as of April 10th that you as a sole proprietor could access the PPP loan. It's just a matter of complying with the documentation that the bank would require. And I don't believe that those funds are totally out. And I think that there are some additional funds to come. I don't know what that will look like. There's lots of debate over how the PPP is administered and that's effective. And, you know, we can all have our opinions on that. But, you know, looking at how you report your income is probably the biggest difference for a sole proprietor. You're basing it on the net income of that business as reported on your tax return. So that's a key factor.
Okay, thank you.
So we have another question, Sheri. This one's from Brad Watson with Davenport. Out of all the people you've helped with the COVID-19, do you have an idea of how many of them or what percentage of them were in the Farmville area?
That's a good question. I could probably take 5 or 10 minutes and get that answer for you. But yeah, I don't have an answer on the top of my head.
We'll put that on the back burner and you can email us that and then we will put it out to the group probably in our Friday email.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So last question that we have, what businesses have you seen benefit from COVID-19, if any?
Sure. I guess everyone knows Wayfast Delivery now, right?
Yes.
I think their business really took off. I think those that were able to adapt and offer something different that is specifically needed during these times, the cleaning services, sanitation, delivery services, online, people migrating their businesses online. Some of them have been able to do quite well with that.
Okay.
What have you seen in the construction industry? Because most of our clients that are construction industry, electrical, are doing fabulous, busier than they ever have been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're doing fine now. I have heard that there's some expectation of diminished supply for them, the construction supplies, because of the shutdown and some manufacturing operations that supply them. So I think everyone's waiting for that trickle-down effect, maybe. They'll see more effect later than they do now, which that's been one of the concerns with the PPP program is that the immediate availability of funds and required use of those funds within an 8-week period is really limiting, because your business may not see the effect of COVID-19 until other businesses have seen it, or you know, you might not be able to bring enough people back on board right away to take advantage of the forgiveness part of that loan.
Yikes. You mentioned the classes that you're offering, and I think those are super innovative. I know that we put out Friday the restaurant class, which I think is hopefully going to fill up fast. Has that filled up?
Most of them are over 50% full right now.
Okay, good.
So, take advantage of it if you know.
Yeah. So you guys share that, because those are going to be really key to making sure that our restaurants in the area not only reopen, but then maintain that reopen in a way that is beneficial to their staff and their customers, I think.
Yeah, one thing I'll point out about that one in particular, Carol Simon, who is on Vince Magnini's team, is currently the manager of the Fisherman's Wharf Marriott. So she's dealing with this right now. She's putting their restaurants back into operation and knows the specific steps that you have to take for that. She's a hotel and restaurant specialist.
Gotcha. That's really important.
Yeah.
We appreciate you putting out those resources and having them free, because that's super important right now too.
Absolutely. It is. All right, well, we can open the floor to questions. I know we've had a few in the chat, but if anyone else has questions, I'm happy to unmute you if you don't want to use the chat. Give a few minutes, seconds. All right.
No questions. That means that your presentation was amazing.
That's right.
Everybody is a professional now.
That's right.
Well, we are super grateful, Sheri, that you came on board to help us. Like I said, we're really grateful at the resources that you're offering. We will continue to pump those on our end to our clients and to everybody else on the resource page. Don't forget that we do have the Facebook resource page. We hope to soon turn that into a recovery page. Recovery is coming soon, and there's lots of things coming out that are going to help with that. So we'll be turning that over. Don't forget the farmvillecares.org website, which is a group of basically all volunteer nonprofit organizations that have come together to do one resource site where you can get help, get resources, volunteer if you have an overflow of goodness in your time and heart and you want to volunteer, or if you need somebody to help you with something. So it's a really good website. Our gift card website is doing very well. So if you are a business that wants to offer your gift cards online, we're happy to add you. If you want to just help businesses in the area get cash flow now and be able to go spend later, you can purchase gift cards there. I think that is all the reminders that we have. And Tyler, am I forgetting anything?
I think you covered it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And Sheri, thank you again for sharing such wonderful information with us.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you all soon.
Bye, guys. Be well.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.